All right, I'll go to the type of question 3, which has more than one answer. And let me shrink the screen a bit. Sorry, and shrink the whole screen a little. Initially, okay, I'll take the question itself in a preliminary way. As I previously mentioned, I said that I could easily copy and paste from the others, but since each question is unique in its own nature, I prefer to tackle it individually to explain how to handle it. The third question is one of the most important output units in a computer system. For example, what do we have here? The first answer. I will go to the form view. In the form view, I write the output, printer, and speakers. Keyboard is input. That's wrong. It should be the camera. Camera is input. So answer with printer and speakers, points. Correct answer gets 10 points. Test is out of 40 points. Each question worth 1 point. Total 4 points for semester. Can make it half a point. Correct and wrong answers. Printing is not an important input unit. What I did is visible here. Mouse is an important input unit. He gets the point. Printing and speakers are outputs. The last one is wrong. It should be the camera, an input. I'll answer with the printer and speakers, points. Correct answers get 10 points. The test is out of 40. Each question worth 1 point. The previous question is also 1 point, totaling 4 points for this unit. I can make it half a point, so no one has just 1 point. Correct and wrong answers. Printing is not an important input unit. That's wrong. The mouse is a key input unit. He gets the point for saying printing and speakers are outputs. We can adjust things like left to right or right to left. The last question is about connections, so I'll skip the third slide question and do it from here. The connection will connect. So it's worth 1 point, so he collects 4 points from this unit. I might make it half a point, so no one just has 1 point. The correct and wrong answers. Printing is one of the most important input units. That's wrong. What I did is visible here. A key input unit is the mouse. He earns the point. He says printing and speakers are outputs, which is correct. There are things above to review, like lift to right. I can reverse it. The last question is about connections, so I'll skip the third slide question and do it here. The connection will connect there's no problem with any of them. Here, I have some things above that we can look at, like lift to right. I can make it right to left here, meaning some things can be adjusted. All right, the last question, which is about connections. So I won't do the third question from the slide. I'll do it from here. The connection will connect. The connecting things together, for example, connecting. We'll see what it looks like later on. Then we'll say how to connect. For the first question, I'll tell you to connect the correct answer between the two columns. All right, let's say first that the keyboard is one of the most important input units, while the printer is an output unit. This is the correct answer. The processor, which is a unit, for example, we can describe it as the brain of the device or the one responsible for calculations. To get the correct answer between the two columns, let's say first that the keyboard, which is a device used for inputting data into a computer system, is one of the most important input units. It allows users to type text, numbers, and execute commands. On the other hand, the printer, which is a peripheral device, serves as an output unit. It takes electronic data stored on a computer or other device and generates a hard copy, such as a printed document. This is the correct answer. The processor, which is a crucial unit in any computing device, can be described as the brain of the device. It is the one responsible for performing all the necessary calculations and processing tasks. And logic, but I didn't write anything like that. I could say memory, which has two types, temporary and permanent. For example, he should understand that there is RAM and ROM, which stands for random access memory and read-only memory. Or we could say that it is temporary. For example, random access memory, which gets its content erased, and the permanent one is read-only memory, which is fixed. Initially, he will understand that this is memory. He can't just say temporary and permanent or RAM and ROM. I can say it here and write it down. I could write it in English here, but I don't want to write in English. RAM. I come. But there are two types, the room and the room. Both of them also come to the right like this. Because since I brought this one, who is it for alignment but the general appearance? Okay, here is the date. They will answer and also get a score, and if they reach 4, they'll get a score, right? So I have everything going well here, and I have the results here. The quiz results don't matter because I wrote them in Arabic below. So I have 2 results here. The main point is how many points? It's 4 points. Look at how this works. It's 4 points, and my score means look at how many percent and how many points if I answered 3 out of 4. I got 3 out of 4, which is 75%. If I got 2 out of 4, that's 50%. So I have here the passing score, which is 75%, and I must answer 3. Look how you came here, it's 4 points, and my score. So see how many percent and how many points? If I answered 3 out of 4, I got 3 out of 4. How many percent? 75%. 2 out of 4, 50%. So here I have a passing score of 75%. I have to answer 3. I have here the passing score, which is 75%, and I need to answer 3. Everything is going well in the test. It was designed from the first question to the second question. Here, I'm expanding it. The third question is here, but I need to do this. I might expand it a bit. This is the template. The type of question requires me to do this. Give it a little more space. Give it some room. And this matching question, it's not in the right place at all. Come here, I haven't resized it yet. I'm bringing it down a bit like this. I'm trying to connect it, but it might be tricky. The matching question is tricky due to size. I can shrink it, but it might affect the score. In any case, I wanted to start with this line. And this line for the matching question. I can lower this button a bit in the master slide to give myself more space. Give it more space, make room. This matching question is not in the right place. Come here, I haven't resized it yet since I haven't adjusted it, so I'm bringing it down like this. I try to connect it, but it may confuse me. The matching question, since its size can be reduced, I can shrink it, but if I do that, it will shorten it, and there will be a score here that may confuse me. I wanted to start with these lines for the question. Still, I can lower this button in the master slide for more space. I want to give myself more space below since I left the top. So this is a matching question connecting the 2 columns, meaning connect them. I can enlarge this since this is a template. The matching question, I wanted to start with these lines for the matching question. I can lower this button in the master slide for more space. I want more space below since the top is clear. This is a matching question connecting 2 columns. I can enlarge this since it is a template. I want this on the right for better flow. This doesn't look good to me, not to my liking. The matching question needs to be bigger. I need to lower this button more. Add space below since top is done. This is a matching question. Connect columns as formatted. I can enlarge this template, keep it centered, or right for flow. This doesn't look good to me, not to my liking. Matching question needs to be bigger. I need to lower this button. Still not fitting well. Might not need a header. It's showing an option, deleting it, as it limits choice. No option, just blank space. Nothing here, can't find it. And I want to keep this centered or to the right so that everything flows well. This doesn't look good to me like this. It's not really to my liking. The matching question needs to be a bit bigger, so I need to lower this button quite a bit. Even like this, it's still not fitting well with me. This question, I might not even need a header for it. Look at how far it has reached. It's showing me an option as well, and I'm going to delete it because it's limiting my choice. Where's the option? There is no option, it's just a blank space. So there's nothing here and I can't find it anymore. This question, I might not need a header for it. Look at how far it has reached. It's showing me an option and I'm going to delete it because it's limiting my choice. Where's the option? There is no option. It's just a blank space. So there's nothing here and I can't find it anymore. But also, the header of the question is unnecessary for me. I don't want it. This matching question is fine. I have the limit here, which is good. I'll move this button down. But the header of the question, okay, if I don't remove it, I'll just lower it. Let's see how things will go with me in this last button. I'll go to the master slide. The button that's in the questions, I'll lower it. But also, the header of the question here is unnecessary for me. I don't want it. This matching question is fine. I have the limit here, which is good. I'll move this button down a bit, but the header of the question, like this, okay, even if I don't remove it, I'll just lower it a bit, and we'll see how things will go with me in this last button. I'll go to the master slide. I'll go to the master slide. The button that's in the questions, I'll lower it all the way down because this matching question takes up a lot of space. Therefore, my design is like this, and these questions, I also want to lower them a bit, just to be cautious. And we'll see how things will go with me in this last button. I'll go to the master slide. I'll go to the master slide. The button that's in the questions, I'll lower it. I move them down a bit because this matching question takes up a lot of space. And so my design is like this. Also, I lowered these questions a bit just to be cautious.